Hey, Ramilia. Midweek Rams talk. Just wanted to come on. There was some hints that Aaron Donald was going to re-sign soon. I haven't seen that hit the wire yet. I guess the Rams official Twitter feed kind of hinted at Aaron Donald is something special or something along those lines out of nowhere, and so we're waiting for his extension to be dropped soon. We'll see what happens with that. Hopefully, that'll be it's going to happen. We're just waiting for it to see what the breakdown is. But I hope everybody's doing good out there, having a good day. It's Wednesday, midweek. And we got a punter. We got a punter to replace Johnny Hekker. So we'll see what happens with that. He's an average punter. Averages about 39 yards a punt. We'll see what happens. Johnny Hecker's been a great player. One of the original St. Louis Rams left with Aaron Donald. Sad to see him go, but that's the way the NFL is. Riley Dixon is his name. We signed him to a 1-year deal. And I don't know if you guys saw, I posted a video of Bobby Wagner saying that he wants the black jerseys. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I had already bought a black jersey for the Super Bowl because it has a Super Bowl patch here on this side. So, I like them. It's different, but as far as like the Rams wearing them, he said that he wanted to, as a Seahawk, he wanted to you get the Seahawks to wear black jerseys, and they ended up doing them dirty and releasing them the way they did. So it never came to fruition. So it wasn't a big thing. It's not like he came in here saying, I'm gonna, I want to have some changes and I want the Rams to wear black jerseys. It was just something that came up, and he was talking about that'd be neat to have it with the Rams. And it's just a fun thing, kind of like the bone jerseys. I wasn't a big fan of the bone jerseys. They were cool because they were something different, but at that time we didn't have the old school white jerseys and with the yellow sleeves. So it was the next closest thing. These classic jerseys that we won the Super Bowl in, both Super Bowls actually, and so it was neat. I almost bought one, but I ended up not getting one, and then I was glad to see these jerseys coming. I still haven't got one yet of the newer ones. And then around the league, DJ Metcalf, DK Metcalf is getting reports that the Jets might want to get him. The Seahawks are reportedly not really out listening to offers unless they knock their socks off. They're not going to bother to field any offers unless somebody has a monster deal. I don't blame them because you got to have you got to have some star players to give your fan base a reason to come and wear jerseys and all that stuff. It's tough when you're trying to rebuild. There's going to be they're trying to basically walk the fine line of being competitive and get fans to still come out and and also rebuild. And it's a weird situation in with the Seahawks because they've been so good for so long. They were one of the consistent teams because Russell Wilson is was such a great quarterback and is such a great quarterback that he would basically bail them out. He was basically and honestly, he was basically a 5 to 6 game difference on their schedule because that guy would just pull out miracles and win games, and they would have winning seasons and make the playoffs, even though they weren't that great a team all around. They didn't have a defense and a great running back for a long time, and offensive line has always been an issue. He's always running for his life, especially against us. But as long as he's there, you're basically almost guaranteed to make the playoffs. That's the difference that he makes, and it's amazing that the Seahawks got rid of him. That's something else. It's going to be a weird situation next year with all the movement, especially in the AFC. We play a lot of the AFC teams. Well, we play the AFC West teams next year. The teams that are actually going all in, and basically it's like an arms race to see who's gonna be able to get to the Super Bowl and win it. That's the idea, at least. And you have the Raiders, the Broncos. Kansas City's always tough, but they lost Cheetah, but they got a bunch of picks. Most likely they'll get fast receivers there. It's a deep draft for wide receivers. So we'll see what happens with that. But it's just it's and then and NFC West was one of the tougher divisions in football last year, as early as last year, and now it's just basically the Rams on top and Super Bowl champions, and the 49ers are second, but they're going to have a most likely inexperienced quarterback leading them, and he's got a lot of question marks. So we'll see what happens. For me, I haven't seen a lot of them, but there's red flags with him. With and anything can happen. He's a young guy, but he already got hurt twice last year. I think he got hurt in the first game, and because this game is different when you come from the pro level. It's a lot faster. Normally you can just be a man amongst boys when you're fast like that and athletic and young. But there's a lot of guys here that are fast and they're big and they're chasing you down. So you have to adjust and also make decisions faster than you do in college. And then he's still learning the position. He basically, before the Niners drafted him, he hadn't played much at all. And so, for them to not get him in more games last year, he had the injuries. It remains to be seen. Maybe he'll be a player that's exciting and make flashes and of plays and highlight plays, but also throw bad picks or not perform. There's a lot of things that can happen. There's actually more things that can happen wrong than actually right. Luckily, he's on a team that's pretty loaded with weapons, with the Debos and the running game and the Ayuks and the and on and on. But we'll see what happens. It's different to see a guy play decent in practice and then you get him on the field and play really good teams. It's one thing to play good against the Texans. And even at that point, he struggled in the beginning and then came on. But the Texans really don't have anybody. When he struggled, if that was a good team, they could have just kept pounding it on him, and maybe he would have lost confidence. We'll see what happens. If he works out, great. But the Niners and in my opinion, John Lynch's job is on the line because if he doesn't show out, and they have to have fast results because I don't think the Niners fan base will be too happy with not making the playoffs this year or not being one of the better teams because even if it's with a young quarterback because they got a championship appearance last year and we took them out. So we'll see what happens with that. And then we have the OBJ watch. OBJ is a unique situation too, because we want him back. We've already said we want him back. He's already said he wants to be back, but we have so many other things on the burner, so many other things to worry about. We got the deal done for Wagner. We got Stafford extended. Uh, we got Cooper Kupp deal getting redone. We're doing what we need to do with our players. We're gonna um, get these contracts done, and most likely we'll take a look at OBJ. But the only thing is, and the reason why other teams haven't really offered him anything is because you can't help him in the beginning, of course, because he's hurt. So that's unfortunate for OBJ. Uh, he's a heck of a weapon. We definitely want him back. It's just that we don't need to put that contract out right now. Maybe they'll surprise me and get it done. I would like that to happen. I'd like for all of our guys to know that they're back. That gives when the guys come to camp, they know who's basically going to be on the roster back, and and everyone's feeling good, and hanging out in the off season, and all that stuff. So but there's a lot of things that can happen. The draft, we have picks in the third round starting out. We have 8 draft picks. Who's to know, we might it's a deep draft in O lineman, and a few key positions, wide receiver. It's a pretty good draft, and who knows, maybe we'll get maybe some guy will fall to us that's really high on the board, and then unfortunately maybe we won't re-sign OBJ, or maybe we can work something out for a 1-year deal or something still. But who knows? We got Tutu Atwell, and I wish him all the luck in the world, but he didn't really impress me. And I know he's a rookie, he's a little guy. He didn't really get a chance to go off, but he when he was out there, he to me didn't seem very he didn't seem like he was ready for this level. Hopefully a year under his belt on the bench, seeing what happens when you're a Super Bowl champ and you go through the trials and tribulations of the playoffs. Hopefully he'll get it under his belt and and show up this time, this year. Hopefully that he got injured, so he didn't get a chance to get in there a lot. But sometimes you can see a flash to say, man, he was fast, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with him. It would have been nice if we would have had Jacob Harris available too, but unfortunately we had injuries, and how that goes. So basically all of our most of our offensive rookies, well, all of them actually, Jake Funk, the ones that matter, really, the ones that are hopefully going to turn out. Jake Don't Fake the Funk, the fullback. I like him. He was able to come back and play on special teams, get a rep here and there. And then we had Jacob Harris, the phenom in training camp. Tall guy. I believe it's at 6'5", 219 pounds, runs a 4.3 40. Very raw tight end. But in training camp, he was showing flashes of lobbing the ball to him in the end zone. They were calling him baby. Well, not baby, but something along the lines, because Stafford was with us in his first year, and he played with Megatron, and they were just being fun with it. They weren't saying that he was the next Megatron, but they were just calling him, baby Megatron or something along those lines, because of the way that he's built, and the way he was going up and getting those balls on the lob balls in the end zone. But hopefully he'll be. That's one guy that I'm rooting for, is Jacob Harris. But I'm rooting for all the guys, Tutu, Jacob, and Jake Don't Fake the Funk. Jake Funk, so I call him Jake Don't Fake the Funk. And those are 3 guys that can, if they make the team, that'd be, and they can be productive, that'd be great. The other day I was on I was on uh, a fellow YouTuber and Seahawks fan, and he was talking about how um, he was shocked at what's gone on in the last year or so with their team. And as Ram fans and us winning the Super Bowl, it's amazing. It's amazing that uh, uh, it's amazing that we won the Super Bowl and we're still all in. But on their side, they had the Legion of Boom, Legion of Boom, Legion of Doom, and is that what it is? Legion of Boom. It's been so long now. But they had the Sherms and all those guys, Wagner and the Russell Wilson and on and on and on and they were basically the consistent team in the NFC West that would win and went to 2 Super Bowls and in their heyday and now the way they did Wagner and they traded Russell Wilson and they didn't work that out. And then I can't remember. I always forget this part. One of their linebackers got carted off, or one of their defensive players, rather. I can't remember. I have him on the tip of my. He was one of their better players. He got carted off the field, hurt, and he gave them the bird. I talked about that the other day, and um, uh, it's just it's a that's why I talk about culture. Um, uh, uh, it's very important. It's the most important thing, and when it comes to um, having a good clubhouse, free agents if they want to come in, things like that. Those are very important uh, thing to have in your team because it just makes things much better. But also too, it makes free agents like a Bobby Wagner or all the other free agents we get, like a Stafford and a OBJ, and the coach is also important. Um, it's Earl Thomas is the guy I'm thinking. Finally, um, yeah, it's sad because he got hurt, and he's carting him off. He was trying to work out an extension and rework his deal, and they wouldn't budge, and they ended up getting hurt, and he got carted off the field, and as he's going, he's flipping up the sidelines and the box seats of the owner's box, and it's very sad, that happens. But yeah, Earl Thomas, and and so that's not the stuff that we have here. When thankfully, and so the Seahawks, they're rebuilding, but no one's talking about this. But just in my mind, the way they've done Bobby Wagner, the way they let their best quarterback in franchise history, Russell Wilson, go, um, the Earl Thomas, um, DJ, I keep calling him DJ, DK Metcalf. He's basically like, what's going on here? He was very shocked when Russell Wilson left, was traded away. Lockett is there too still, but they're both like, I don't want to be with the rebuild. I want to win. So it's very tough after you're used to winning, and DK Metcalf's situation where he has Russell Wilson and all these guys, and they're looking forward to trying to make a Super Bowl. And then now he's like, what the heck's going on? I got a young quarterback here, but just the way they've done their players, they're big name players, and they're rebuilding, but it's not being talked about. But it's going to be tough for them to get free agents. I know money talks, but players want to go to a great culture, and they didn't do their players very good. So they'll still be able to get players, of course. It's a good franchise, but if there was like the case of Bobby Wagner and coming to us, it was between us and it was between us and the Ravens, and even though the Ravens offered him more money and it was a pretty good situation, There was more intangibles. Him wanted to be on the West Coast back home, where he grew up, and the area where he grew up, and coming to the Rams, he gets a chance to, the cherry on top is playing the Seahawks twice a year, and get revenge. He's downplaying it right now, but he that's one of the things he loves, and also too getting a chance to play with this defense. Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey and all that, and he's seen how the big difference. Um, the big difference when it comes to the way we treat our players. Forget about the past. It wasn't like that back in the day. With the woman who shall be nameless. When she was in here, when the Rams were in Anaheim and Los Angeles area, players would hold out, and it was a lot different. They didn't want to pay like an Eric Dickerson and things like that, and it's a lot different now. So it's for the better. Guys like Kupp, even though he has 2 more years on his extension and his deal, we see that the that the going rate is just going to go up. So we just go ahead and rework his deal, and we basically reward him at the same time for helping us win that Super Bowl. Because him and Stafford were basically a 2-man wrecking crew on offense. It was amazing to watch. So that's and same thing with Aaron Donald. We want him to come back, and he still has time on his deal, but we want him to get him his extension and keep our core players. Basically, we have about a 3-year window with this crew, and it's going to be all in for the next 3 years, and hopefully it will extend that deeper. It's just so hard with free agency to keep guys together. I wish we could have had the secondary from a couple years ago when we played the Seahawks in the playoffs, and we had the Johnny Johnsons in there, and guys that have a little bit more experience. But the guys we have now are fine. We won the Super Bowl. There's nothing to complain about. But it would be nice if we kept those core guys and had these guys as depth. But unfortunately, when you win the Super Bowl, it takes a few years to get going, and then by the time you get there, a lot of guys' contracts are up, and you have to make tough decisions. It's not like the old days when teams can keep players for a long time, and they basically have the same team almost every year, give or take some players. But the Rams have done the next best thing. They've signed their core guys, the Cooper Kupps. They have Stafford extended, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. When we had Woods, gave him an extension, but we found he got hurt, and we found a receiver and Allen Robinson, that's a couple years younger and ready to break out, and we made a move, and we were aggressive. And he's signed for a few years, so we basically are keeping our players intact, our core guys. But I wanted to come here. I came in a little earlier than I wanted to, but I'm going to go to the other Rams house, Disneyland, with my daughter and my granddaughter, and so I'm just going to go on there, go and put this topic up here, and everyone that gets to see this after, that's good. But yeah, normally I would come in about maybe noon or 1, but I came in a little earlier. I know guys are at work and stuff, and out and about. But Bobby Wagner talked about wanting the Rams to wear black uniforms. Is that a good idea or not? So basically, for me, I'm okay with it. As you can see, I have one on, but see this black hat, and then we have our other hats that are available. There's some in different hats, There's some that are different colors too. So the black. So I wanted a jersey that goes with the black Super Bowl hat, and And so that's one of the reasons that I liked it. And also it's different, like I said, the bone jerseys were different. And I know that that's not one of the main that's not the Rams colors is black, but it still has the blue with the yellow outline, and I like it. It's got the Super Bowl logo, on the front this way, there. So that, and it goes with my hat. So, but that would be cool. If we I'll probably do this topic again when I have a one of my regular times, so we can talk about it more. And everyone that sees the video on the replay, put what you think about it. I thank you for the guys that posted comments on it before when I left a video about it. But yeah, I mean, I like it. It's still got the Ram colors on the numbers. It matches the hat. If you want to wear all black, I think it'd be pretty neat when we play the Raiders. To come out in black and make them wear white, something like that. And it's just something fun. When we had the mustard colored Rush jerseys, color Rush jerseys, those were cool too. I never got one. I wanted to get one, and I never got a chance to get one. They're just neat play on the regular jersey. But yeah, so Bobby Wagner was. They were talking about a few things, and the topic somehow came up about, as a Seahawk, he was pushing for black jerseys, and that they would wear black jerseys as a fun thing, as an alternate thing. Like the Jets a few years ago had black jerseys. Even the 49ers have black jerseys. It's just something unique, and it's a fun thing. But as Ram fans, we like to kid the Raider fans. We say, oh, well, if we had the black jerseys, and the Rams being in Los Angeles and reigning Super Bowl champs, it'll make their transition easier to become Ram fans because they see the black jerseys. Yeah. but yeah, it's a fun thing. Like I said, I have a Stafford jersey too. If we re-sign Beckham, maybe I'll get a Beckham too. Cooper Kupp's available too. Maybe I'll just leave these as the only two I get, and then I'll get a couple of the white ones. They got sold out, so I wasn't able to get the new take on the white ones, but so maybe I'll get that. But yeah, so the black jerseys, it was a topic that wasn't a main thing. I there was one guy, thank you for commenting, that he said he needs to focus on basically helping the Rams win, and he is. He's all in. When he's on the field, he's got his game face off, and he's one of the top linebackers still at his position. I was watching a video about him, and he had 170 some tackles. He can still get out there and cover space. He's going to help us in against running teams and fill the hole. Troy Reeder was a good Ram player, but he wasn't the caliber at all of a seasoned Bobby Wagner, and so he's going to help us fill those holes and the run game, stuff the Debo runs or stuff whoever's trying to run against us, the little stuff underneath over the middle. If Jimmy G was to come back, he likes to do little short passes over the middle. Now that's going to be accounted for with Jalen Ramsey behind him. So he's going to add a lot, but it was just a fun thing that they kind of asked him. It just kind of came up, and that wasn't his main worry with coming to the Rams with, hey, I'm going to change the jerseys. But it was just a fun thing that he was saying that, he would love to have them, have the black jerseys. And then he went on to explain, as a Seahawk, he wanted to have that come to fruition as an alternate jersey. So that'll be a fun thing. But yeah, I like the black jerseys. I don't have any problem with it. And there's some people, well, it's not our colors, and they have their reasons. That's okay. Everyone has a different opinion. It's fine. Like the bone jerseys. I'm not a big fan of the bone jersey. But there's some people that don't mind it, and some people bought it. I almost bought it, but because I'm an older guy, I like this jersey better. The one that we came out with, the modern take on the old school Ram, jersey. So that's okay. But it's just something fun that he did, and I didn't want anybody to get him wrong. He wasn't. That wasn't one of his main things to say. He is ready to go. He's excited to play with Aaron Donald and the guys, and it was cool because Cooper Kupp was there to greet him. And, you have the Super Bowl MVP there to greet him. They shook hands, and Sean McVay was stoked, man. He's giving him, he's giving him the handshake, and he's grinning from ear to ear. And he even posted on his Twitter, I think, account, Sean McVay did, we're playing Madden around here. We're playing Madden 2022 around here because of the players that we get. And like I said, as a Ram fan, we're very fortunate. If you guys are watching this on the live replay, put your comments in. Let me know what you guys think about all this stuff. But we're just so blessed to be part of this Ram team right now. As Ram fans, especially in this time, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so whatever you want to, if you have any suggestions too that we can do, or times, like today I came in earlier than I wanted to, so I know a lot of guys are at work, or I would maybe Wednesdays would be better for night. That's probably what I have idea, unless something breaking news comes by. I'll probably do night shows on Wednesday. Give me a hint in the comments if you can, if you guys are watching the replay, on Wednesday nights, and then during the day on Mondays, like I did last Monday. Last Monday was really cool, and a lot of the guys in, and so we're kind of trying to figure out the schedule right now. But if you guys see the replay, put in the comments what you guys think about the black jerseys, about what Bobby Wagner can add to our team. And then we got this guy here, Riley Dixon, was brought in on a 1-year contract. He, from what I was reading about him, he averages about 39 yards a punt, which is not that great. But the other thing too is he had he was 11th when it came to inside the 20. When it comes to put it inside the 20, but he did have a lot of punts go in the end zone. So we'll see what happens. But sometimes when you get a player like this, and he's on this team and this culture, he's going to be trying to do his very best, like as he would on any team, but kind of give you a little more boost when you put that Super Bowl champion Rams jersey on. You kind of, and the culture and everything, and just the infectiousness of Sean McVay, the attitude and everything, and he's got a lot to live up to from Johnny Hecker, and so let me know what you think about that signing. And then here's my social media, IG, Instagram, and Twitter. I haven't gone on Twitter that much, but I'm gonna probably start doing that more as we get closer to the draft and closer to the regular season. My email, if you guys want to email me about topics or things that you've seen, also too. So let me know on that. And the same thing with my IG. I'm going to be starting to put videos on there and going live on there as well. Things are starting to fall in place, and it's going to be a cool off season. So, and bear with me too. This is still all new with the extra stuff and the other graphics and everything, and I really like it better. But and also too, if you can, I really appreciate it. Helps my channel. Hit the like and subscribe buttons and the alerts so you get the upcoming live and future content. Sometimes I go, oh, so and so is going to be on. Let me see if I can go in for a few minutes. Even if you could only come in for a few minutes, or just leave a question or a topic, that's cool too, man. Yeah, we appreciate all you guys. You're at the Remelia Sports Report, and it's just all fun. Right now in this time, it's a very positive era for us. We're reigning Super Bowl champions. We're fans of the best team in the NFL, and in my opinion, the best franchise and best front office and head coach in the NFL. And it's just we're just blessed to be able to be a fan of this team, especially right now. But yeah, so I just wanted to say that, I just wanted to come on for a little while. Like I said, I'm going to be, I came in a little earlier because I'm going to go to the other Rams house, Disneyland, and I'm blessed to be a dream key holder. So if you guys are there, I'll see you there. If you see me, hit me up. Say what's happening, and But like I said before, it's very cool because the Rams had the parade there, and when I usually go, either decked out in my, I'm a big geek, so I have when we go to Galaxy's Edge, I go with my Kylo Ren gear on, and I got a little lightsaber hanging. Yeah, it's all geek stuff, but it's a cool thing to do that. I'm looking forward to the Star Wars night at Disneyland and all that stuff. I like it. I get a kick out of it. It's neat to see the guys go all in. But when I go and I have my Rams gear, if I usually have a Rams mask on at least. When I go here and there, and when you not more so before, because you had to wear those, you still have to wear a mask on the bus when you go into when you go there's a bus and there's a tram to get into the park. I put my Rams mask on, and a lot of the Disney cast members are always telling me, hey, I'm so glad we won, or one guy was telling me how he was working and he was a Ram fan, and I was asking him something else, and then after I was done, he was telling me, "Yeah, I'm so glad that we won," da da da. And I was like, "Yeah, man, it's amazing," And then I go, "The parade." I said, "Did you go to the parade?" Because he works there, and he said he was just about to go, but he couldn't get reservations. And I go, "Oh man," and so he was disappointed, but he was just so glad. And whenever I go and I see other teams, whether it's the Raiders, 49ers, especially the 49ers, they have a hat on or something, and I say, "Welcome to the Rams house too, brother." They had our parade for us a few months ago, so you're welcome to the Rams house. And they just shake their head laughing, and it's fun to rib them. Wherever I go, I represent the Ramelia and the Rams, and it's all in good fun. We're not going to be Super Bowl champs forever, or are we? No, just kidding. But even if, like I've said before, it took a long time for us to get this Super Bowl in Los Angeles. We finally got it. It was an amazing season, a magical season, and I kiddingly say, if I could die today, if I was to die today, or something was to happen, I die happy on this side of it with my Rams winning. I actually saw it, and it's something to be thankful for, but I'm still, I'm still on cloud nine, wherever I go. Hey, what's up, Willie Bowen? What's up, brother? He said, "What's up, Ramelia?" And Ramelia's horns up. Thank you for coming in, man. I'm sorry I came in a little earlier than today. I should have came in. Well, actually, no, I couldn't today because I'm going to take my daughter and granddaughter and my lady to Disneyland. So I came in a little earlier than I would have. So thank you for coming in, Willie. I appreciate it, brother. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do maybe Wednesdays later or in the evening. If you guys, what do you guys think? My brother Willie's here. If you guys are watching the replay, hit me up in the comments. But yeah, but yeah, Willie. So I'm just gonna put this for you since you're here. So I have my black jersey on, and Bobby Wagner talked about the black jerseys. And it wasn't a big area of topic for him, but he kind of just mentioned it. Somehow I got brought up. And so I have my black jersey. And even if you guys don't like the black jersey, that's okay. I got it because I like it. Everyone has a different opinion, but he was talking about the Rams maybe wearing them as an alternate uniform next year. For me, I think it would be neat. I know it's not our colors black, but it's neat because maybe when we play the Raiders, we wear them and make them wear white to kind of, nudge at the Raider fans that are going to come down to SoFi Stadium. I think that would be funny. What do you think? Thank you. When he says have fun at Disneyland. Thank you, brother. Well, if you have a chance, if you haven't gone, let me know what you think about the black Rams jerseys. And whatever your opinions are, anyone, especially on the replay, if you guys put them in the comments, it's fine. I have a black jersey, but everyone has their own opinion. Everything is not for everyone, but that's okay. I just got it because I thought it was cool because it was a different color and it matches our black Super Bowl hats, and so I wanted something to go with the hat. And it's kind of weird to me with the white and the blue, and then you have a black hat. So they do have blue hats though. Willie Bowen says I'm biased towards the royal blue and yellow. Yeah, me too. And like I was saying, Willie, thank you for answering. I got it because it was different and it matches the hat. Um, and um, and then so it's kind of a fun thing. I almost got the bone color jersey just because they didn't have the white classic jersey, that we won the Super Bowl in. These guys, this jersey, and so they hadn't had that yet. So luckily, I didn't get it, in my opinion, because I'm not made of money. So but unfortunately, with the Super Bowl, they all were selling out. I wasn't able to get this jersey yet, this white one with the yellow sleeves, the classic. But yeah, he says I'm biased towards the royal blue and yellow or the gold jerseys. Yeah, the gold jerseys were awesome too. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I just think it'd be a neat thing. Um, just for an alternate, because and I saw one comic that was a guy saying that this that certain teams don't change their jerseys and all the time, and we should just stick to the other jerseys like these, and that's good too. Both takes are fine. But what I did want to say one thing, like the Cowboys, when they were rolling good, they went with that star on the. I don't know if you remember, they had the navy blue jersey and they had the star on the shoulder. So they did change up a couple of jerseys. Um, one tip that he said is one tip that the commenter said on my comments was uh, he would like for us to go to the blue and white ones too, and with the LA Rams Deacon Jones era type jerseys. But yeah, the blue and yellow is always my key. Like my brother Willie Bowen says, royal blue and yellow or gold jerseys. Yeah, I love that. That's a classic look. And it's not just to replace it, like these jerseys here from the old school Rams. Um, but the black, I got it because it's different. But yeah, I can, if we were to do that, it'd be neat to see it, especially against the Raiders. That's where I would bring it out. But I think with the rules, you have to let them know a couple years in advance, and you can't just come out with it. But I think it'd be pretty neat. Willie says, make sure you go on the Finding Nemo submarine while you're doing. Oh, yeah, I've gone on that before, Willie, it's a cool ride. But right now it's shut down. We thought it was going to be back already, but it shut down. But yeah, that's it. My daughter my granddaughters would love it, man. Yeah, we're gonna go with my daughter and my lady and my two granddaughters. One of them is a baby, and only a few months old. God bless her. She's so beautiful. And then my other granddaughter, she's a little more than two. Almost gonna be three soon. So she loves it, and I've always loved Disneyland, and when we go and it's just us adults and my nieces, we go on the bigger rides. Today we're gonna just look at the sights and live through the eyes of my granddaughters, and it's gonna be fun. So that's why I came in a little earlier than today, but I don't mind. This is a labor of love. I thank you, Willie Bone, for coming in, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the support, and everybody that watches the replay. Hit me up in the comments about the topics. The Bobby Wagner talk about the jerseys, and again, it was just a light-hearted thing. That wasn't his main topic of discussion. It just happened to come up, and I had already bought this jersey, and I bought a Stafford too. And I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. I was going to buy a different jersey. I wanted to get the Color Rush jerseys, but they don't have them anymore. Just so I have a different type of jersey, because they hadn't come out with these jerseys yet, the classic take on the old school. But it matches my black hats, my Super Bowl hat. So I'm glad for that. But thank you, Willie, for coming in, brother. I appreciate it. And so yeah, thank you. Everyone that watches my streams and checks in. Thank you, Willie, brother. I appreciate it. But yeah, here's my social media information. If you guys, I'm going to be posting more usually on Instagram besides YouTube. I'll be doing more Twitter as well. If you want to email me any topics or things you've seen, I'll bring them up on my show. Maybe we'll start doing a mailbag. That's a good idea, a mailbag. So you can ask me questions and I can read them on the air and give you the props for the great questions. So, and I want to just thank everybody. I love this being able to come in and talk with you guys. And even if you guys watch the replay, it's a labor of love. I don't do it just to get attention. I actually do love it. I kind of sometimes when I'm home, like, should I go on? No, I'll save it. So I really appreciate it. Like today, I came in a little earlier than I normally would. Normally, I'd come in a little later, so everyone, I know people are at work and doing things. So I want to thank everybody, especially my brother Willie, for coming in. Willie says, I wish that Disney would have brought back the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, not on a submarine. Yeah, man. They have to change things for everybody. I remember that, and I remember the People Mover. Even though when they had the People Mover, I thought it was kind of slow, but I miss it now. Walt Disney World has it, but yeah, one of the rides, Willie, I don't know if you've had a chance to, even if you're not a Star Wars fan. I'm a huge Star Wars fan as a kid, right around the same time as I became a Ram fan as a kid in '79. That's right a couple years after Star Wars. So as a kid, I was a big Star Wars fan. I mean, at that era, if you like sci-fi and you like that movie, so we go to Galaxy's Edge, and there's a ride called Rise of the Resistance. Oh man, you guys, I really recommend that ride. It's an awesome ride, man. I mean, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. It's amazing. The only thing is, try to get on it early, even if you have to wait in line for a long time. They have the lightning lane where you can buy to get on sooner. I think it's $20 a person. But yeah, get on it earlier in the day if you can, because if you wait till the evening, because it's so computer oriented, you have animatronics and all these wonderful special effects. It's like you're in the movie. No spoilers given. It tends to break down here and there. So they usually close about 8 or 9 o'clock. And the park will stay up until 11 or 12. Get there before 8 o'clock normally. But also, if you wait till the evening, there's a chance it might be down for a while. So the other day we were going to go with my mother-in-law and my latest son, nieces and nephew, and right when we got there, we were just about to check in. A few minutes before we were going to check in and go into the ride, we had the pass. The ride went down. It was about 8. It was about it was right around 9 o'clock. Like about 8:20, about 8:30 something, and the ride was going to close at 9 anyway. But we were going to just get on there, and it went down for the evening. So if you are going to get on that ride, it's called Rise of the Resistance. It's amazing. Don't look at any videos on it, because if you want, that's fine. But that way you don't spoil it for yourself. You want to see everything new. Like Darth Vader says, I want to see it through my own eyes, to see you through my own eyes, but yeah, you can see the kind of geek I am. But Willie Bowen says Han Solo is my favorite character from the Star Wars movie saga. Yeah, I love Han. Yeah, tip your hat to that guy. That guy was smooth. Him and Han. I've got I don't have my favorite. Of course, was Darth Vader as a kid, and Luke. Because of the first movies, but all of them are my favorite. It's hard to pick a favorite, but yeah, Han Solo is so smooth. The other guy was Billy D. Williams, smooth Billy D. And even in the last movie, unfortunately, Princess Leia passed away. The great Carrie Fisher. But even the last movie, whatever people think about all the movies, but it's okay. But he says a line like, "Oh, give Leia my love," and he's always so smooth because he was always flirting with Princess Leia, and yeah, Han Solo is the man. He's they make the memes and the shirts that say, "My lady has one that says I love you" on hers, and mine says I know. That classic where he doesn't want to give her the I love you too, Theo. That's not him. He'll say, I know. And then he goes down into the chamber to, get the carbonite chamber. But yeah, I really suggest that ride, man. The Millennium Falcon, you get to ride the Millennium Falcon too. And I love Disneyland. It's just amazing, amazing. Yeah, Willie says, Billy D. Williams played Lando Calrissian. That's right. Yes, Lando Calrissian. Billy D's character was so smooth, and I've been trying to get into the Solo movie, where they have Billy D and they're young, and Han Solo, not Billy D, Lando Calrissian young and Solo young. I think it's an okay movie. I tried to watch it the other day, and I ended up getting into something else. But yeah, speaking of Disneyland, there's our guys. Um, I was there for the Rams parade. Um, it was amazing. There were so many Ram fans and also football fans, and they had the signs up. Parade at certain time, and we had just got there. By the time we checked in and everything, and we got a glimpse of them go by, I had uh, um, a live on it, and it was a bad signal because of the way everything is there. But it was amazing being there, and they were doing interviews. It was Stafford, a Kupp, and Donald, and so. But yeah, amazing time. That's why I say, we're just so blessed to be Ram fans, and also blessed at this time. So, um, you know, amazing. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody, that my guy Willie Bowen. Thank you, brother, for coming in. Um, that supports my channel, and thank you guys for commenting and everything. And if you can't hit the like and subscribe button, and check my alerts, I'll be doing more lives and more videos. I got a lot of them that are ready to post. I'll be posting those soon, of tailgating, comments, things that I haven't posted. I got I'm going to be going to the I have a video of the pro shop in the sport in the SoFly Stadium. I'll probably be going soon, so I can do an updated video of it. So I got a lot of stuff in the can, so to speak, that's ready to be posted. So that's going to be on there too. And Willie Bowen says the best topic is talking about former and current LA Rams. Oh, that's a good idea. Yes, that's right. That's a good idea. Thank you, Willie. That's a good topic. I'll have to set that up too. I like that topic because the old school Rams. We can get into other stuff like Willie says. The great Henry Ellard should be in the Hall of Fame. When Henry Ellard retired, he was. Now it's a pass happy league, and it's been a pass happy league. With the Rivers and all that stuff. And but when Henry Ellard retired, he was one of the in the top three as receiving wide receivers in yards, and then he goes over to the Washington team, and he gets another 1,200 yards, and he was an older player now. He was one of the better wide receivers at his position. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. If you can put the guys that they are now, look at so does Torrey Holt. And I believe Henry Ellard has more total yards than Torrey Holt. They both belong in there, But yeah, Willie says, you're welcome. Thank you, Willie. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. Stan the Ram fan, what's up? He says, hey, champ, what's up, brother? Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I came in a little earlier than I wanted to, but we got a date set tonight in a little while. We're going to be leaving to Disneyland to take my granddaughter and my daughter and my lady, and but yeah, like I said, I thank you guys all for coming in. I really appreciate your support, and it's just all good. We just talk Ram football, Ram players, what we might think. Go back and forth on topics like Willie just brought up. A great topic is about former Rams and current LA Ram players. That's the number one topic. That's the matter of fact. I'm going to make that, and it kind of is, but it's unsaid. Is that's going to be the key topic every time we come on. Is hey, remember this guy? Remember that guy? The one guy that I remember. He wasn't a great player for the Rams, but he had one of the best names. Was Elvis Peacock. It was a Ram. I believe was he a running back? I think I can't remember, but that guy, Gerald Thomas. The old school guys that they were key rotational guys, and Willie Bowen says Henry Ellard is second all time in NFL receptions behind Jerry Rice. That's what I'm saying, Willie. We know about the great Henry Ellard. We used to call him Chiquito, because he was a little guy. He would catch it. He'd do the the old, the he'd catch the ball here like this, and his feet would be he'd be parallel like this, and his feet would be inbounds. Uh, one of the unsung great receivers, Henry Ellard, amazing receiver, and he played at a time where he didn't have a great quarterback all the time. The Rams are always trying to find a quarterback. When Jim Everett, that 3 or 4 year time when Jim Everett was there, and Rams had a decent offensive line. He was amazing, instrumental getting us to the championship game, and so he should be in the Hall of Fame. You can't put everybody, but this guy was one of the better wide receivers. That's the criteria. People are talking about Frank Gore being in the Hall of Fame, and that's debatable. I know he's a great talent. He's very durable. I mean, if there was a Hall of Fame for being durable as a running back, he's in it. Same thing with Adrian Peterson. But Henry Ellard on play was one of the best receivers in the NFL for a long time. And a long time he wasn't noticed because he wasn't noticed because he didn't play with good quarterbacks, for a long time. But yes, definitely should be in there. Stan the Ram fan says Peacock, Oklahoma 34. Yes. See, it's so awesome. That's a great topic, Willie, that, we always talk about Ram former players. It's so fun to do that. And also, too, there's a lot of younger Ram fans that don't know anything about that. And it's just pretty neat information to find out, the great Cullen Bryant, coming around the corner, and Jackie Slater lead blocking. And, one of my favorite old linemen back in the day, besides Slater, was Dennis Hara, the great Dennis Hara. And on and on, one of my favorite tight ends, Pete Houlihan, amazing tight end. Amazing tight end. And, I could just go on and on. Damone Johnson, we used to call that the bread and butter play, where the Rams would be on the goal line, and he'd act like he's going to block it, either fall down or go to a knee, or just kind of act like he's going to block it and go around and turn around in the back of the end zone, and Jim Edwards would go, boop, the bread and butter play. Let's go to the bread and butter play. We used to call that. Yeah, Stan the Ram fan says, Gerald Thomas busted up Dallas on a Monday night 140. Yeah, there you go, man. See, memories like that, man. It is funny how we have a lot of. I mean, we had in the past the Cowboys would get us, but there's a lot of Ram success against the Cowboys too. It's amazing how that happens. It's just the certain teams, For instance, we hardly have, the Redskins always would give us a problem. Just like we can have good success against the Cowboys, the Redskins were the opposite. I remember that playoff game with Eric Dickerson, and when they made a big deal about Darryl Green catching him from behind, when Darryl Green was already faster player. He's one of the fastest players ever played in the NFL. But Eric Dickerson, one of the fastest running backs. But that game with Ferragamo at quarterback, and they crushed us out there, us making the playoffs. And we thought we were going to go to the Super Bowl, but we just didn't have great success against the Redskins, even in the regular season. Willie Bowen says actor Bernie Casey was a former LA Rams tight end. Awesome, man. Yes. And the great Fred Dreyer. Have you ever seen the show Hunter? Fred Dreyer, man. One of the guys that wasn't a big fan about this. Let me get in about this helmet here. Hold on. This helmet here with the broken horns. I'm not that great a fan of it either, but it's the new thing. The Rams horns are iconic to me. I don't think they should have messed with it, but he was outspoken along with Jack Youngblood, the great Jack Youngblood, the John Wayne and cleats. They should have left the Ram horn, the way it is, like here on my lamp here. To me that's iconic. That's just something that that they shouldn't mess with. But yeah, amazing memories, man. One of the other tight ends too for a while that I liked too was uh, David Hill, the great sportcaster Jim Hill's brother. He was good for a while. Big guy too, big guy, but he would still tap his toes in and catch it, you know. And I remember one time, I think I said this before, I'm not sure, but uh, uh, we were outside of Anaheim Stadium, and and uh, Jim Hill was there, and I saw Jim Hill. And at that time, it was a few years after his brother David Hill left our team. He was a tight end, his brother David Hill. And I had my football in my hand, and I was getting it signed by the players, you know, the Kevin Green, and you know, my favorite players had signatures: Jackie Slater, Ferragamo, Dickerson. And it was a few years later after that, and I had my football, and I'd always take it. And sometimes I didn't get it signed, or I didn't have a chance to wait. You know, to some of the players would come out to their cars, and you at that time you're able to go in there. Now their cars are back; you can't get in there. But the way Anaheim Stadium was set up, you go to the side where the tunnel was for the players to come in and out, and some of them would come out to their cars. You're able to greet them or whatever it was, go out to the bus or whatever it is, and and I turned to Jim Hill, and I had my football in my hand, and he's, you know, there's everyone, he's there with friends, and I said, "Excuse me, Mr. Hill," and he thought that I wanted him to sign my football, and I didn't realize that I pulled it away from him, and I go, "Oh no, Jim, I wanted to say, you know, hopefully we'll get your brother back, you know, to be tight end." You know, I was going to say something along those lines, and then he kind of turned back around, but I felt bad after that. But it was funny because he thought that I wanted him to sign my football, and I was like, no, I mean, I appreciate Jim Hill. You know, I understand he's a football player as well, but you know, I didn't want him on my football with you know, the Kevin Greens and the. I just happened to be holding it, and I went to ask you, tell him, you know, basically give us his brother props, and I hope that we got him back. I miss him. But I never forget that. We still bring that up and laugh about it now. Willie Bowen says Mike Barber and Eric Sievers were also great tight ends. Yes. Wow. And then Stan the Ram fan says, wasn't Bernie a wideout, number 25? Uh, hmm. I'll tell you right now. I love Bernie Casey as an actor too. He's amazing. Yeah, he played for the Rams from 67 and 68. Mostly the 49ers. But despite that, I still like him. He played for the Niners. Um, and of course, he made the Pro Bowl with us, though. He played with the Niners from 1961 to 1966. And then get this, we got him in 1967, and he made the Pro Bowl with us, his only Pro Bowl. And we had him from 67 and 68. So, um, let's see here. Oh, here's a cool little tidbit. So the Rams needed to keep to keep the 1967 for the Rams. They needed a game to win against the Green Bay Packers. They needed to win to keep their division title hopes alive. They trailed 24-20 with under a minute to play, facing fourth down. The Packers lined up to punt, but Tony Gilroy blocked the Donnie Anderson punt, and Claude Crabb returned it to the Packers 5-yard line after an incomplete pass. Casey caught the winning touchdown pass from Roman Gabriel with under 30 seconds to play and gives the Rams a 27-24 victory. and the Rams defeated the Colts the following week to win the Coastal Division title 11-1-2. And yeah, he's amazing now. He was in the Guns of the Magnificent Seven, the sequel to the Magnificent Seven, um, on and on. But it doesn't show American professional football player. He was a big guy too, 6'4". Let's see here. He died he was 78 years old, and he died in 2017, unfortunately. He was a player. He portrayed a Bears player in the Brian Song movie as well. Amazing guy. I don't see where it says exactly what position he played, but um, let's see. Willie Bone says Bernie Casey was a tight end for the Rams, for the LA Rams. Okay, I was just trying to see it. For some reason, it doesn't list his position, but yeah, you guys know on that. Um, then maybe they could have moved him around too, but yeah, I think Willie's right on with the tight end. Actor Woody Strode was a tight end. There you go. Thank you. Um, Woody played actor Woody Strode. Man, yes, that was a tight end. LA Rams. Woody played Lothar from the 1950s TV Mandrake the Magician. Amazing. Thank you, Willie. Um, that's one thing too. I mean, the Rams. I mean, thank you, Stan, the Ram fan, and Willie, man. You guys are awesome. The Rams are. I mean, it's wherever the Rams play, we'll all be fans. It's always loyalty over location. But the Rams being in Los Angeles, so close to Hollywood. I mean, look at all these guys. Even back then, the Fearsome Foursome had a singing group, and a variety show, and they wrote. There's a famous picture. I'm gonna have to save that and post it here, um, of the Fearsome Foursome, and also I'll be able to, as I get used to this software, I'll be able to post pictures and stuff here so we can get a better look instead of just behind my shoulder. But there's a famous picture of the Fearsome Foursome riding with RFK. Uh, in the convertible. And Rosie Greer was always into politics like that, and a great guy. And he always blamed himself for the Robert Kennedy assassination. He always thought he can do something because he had stepped away, and he did something, was doing something. There's nothing he could have did. It wasn't his fault. He's not what he was saying, but he feels he could have helped stop it or prevent it. I don't know, but one of the things where you feel bad because you weren't there. And he mentioned that, but he was a great guy, Rosie Greer, besides players. Father Murphy, the great Merlin Olsen, A Little House on the Prairie too. I used to watch that. My grandfather loved that show. Yeah, Willie Bowen took the words right out of my mouth. Merlin also was on Little House on the Prairie, and Father Murphy. Yes. Amazing, man. Amazing. Oh, okay. So Stan, the Ram fan, says, "Sorry, bro. He was a halfback and a flanker keeper." I don't know because it was a little bit before. I didn't know uh, about what position he played, um, but that's cool that you guys are going back at it too. But at least we know who he is, and we know that he was a good player, man. Um, he was a great actor too. Says he was an American actor, a poet, and professional American football player. But yeah, there's Stan the Ram fan says dude set track records in college. Amazing. College was Bowling Green, drafted 1961, round one, pick 9 by the Niners. And I get a kick out of how they drafted him a first round pick and pick number 9. Wow. And then he plays for them from 1961 to 1967, right? And then the Rams take him for just 2 years, but the 1 year that they had him, one of those years that I was saying that he helped us win the Coastal Division championship. He made the Pro Bowl. His only Pro Bowl was with the Rams in 1967. I love it. I love how they picked him number 1, and he ended up winning the Super. Yeah, not winning the Super Bowl. He ended up making the Pro Bowl with us. I love it. Bernard Terry Casey. Casey was a record-breaking track and field athlete for Bowling Green State University. Helped the 1959 football team win a small college national championship. Casey earned All-American recognition and a trip to the finals at the U.S. Olympic trials in the 1960s. He won 3 consecutive Mid-American Conference titles in high hurdles, 58 to 60. He was amazing. Yeah, I see. He played 8 seasons in the NFL, several positions. First 5, he played 8 years in 8. He played 8 NFL seasons, several positions. First 5 seasons mainly as a halfback. Last 3 as a flanker, setback wide receiver. So he played a bunch of different receivers. That's what I thought. Maybe he did play different positions. He could have lined up as a tight end too. But yeah, so you guys are both right. But he was a great guy. This is awesome. Standing reference is drafted by San Francisco. Yes, that's what I was saying. It's great that the 49ers drafted him, and then we got him after playing there for 6 years, and then he made the Pro Bowl with us. That's awesome. Ready to go. What's up, brother? He says, Rams #1. How are y'all doing? Good, man. Thank you. We're talking about former players and players that we remember, or just great Ram players in general. But one of the topics that I had also too, ready to go. Thank you for coming in. If you have a chance, I was talking about the black uniforms. I have one on. Whatever your position is on it, it's fine. Bobby Wagner had mentioned on the side, kind of wasn't his main topic, that he wanted to get black jerseys as a Seahawk, and he wants to see if he can bring them here to Los Angeles or get them to get them. It wasn't his main topic. It was not. It was something that somehow got. I guess they asked him about it, or it came up somehow. And what's your thoughts about that? We've talked about it already here before, but just so you get caught up on what's going on. But thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's see. Willie Bones says Dennis Herod was married to Jenny. Oh man, I didn't know that, man. She was so hot too. Dennis Hara was married to Jenny Lee Harrison. Cindy Show from Three's Company. Yes, a former LA Rams. Yeah, I knew that. A former LA Rams Sunbeam cheerleader. She was gorgeous, man. I didn't know that he was married to her. Wow, he was such a Dennis Hara. I love Dennis Hara, man. I love hearing him on the Let's Ram It a video track and the video with his voice. He's it's so like country type. They got it. I tweeted to Vaughn that they should do a. Now he's not with us anymore. He's on the Broncos, but I tweeted it because he was digging that old Rams classic Let's Ram It video, and I said you guys should do a remix with you guys rapping and stuff, because he won the Super Bowl. But yeah, Dennis Hara. Awesome. That's awesome. Stan the Ramp. Yeah, exactly, Stan. Amazing. That's what I say. This first franchise is just so amazing. Willie Bunn says Ron Jesse was a great lady rap. Yeah, Ron Jesse. Yes. Ready to go says, I like the black jerseys you have on. If they do black, hopefully they'll keep the uh, gradient numbers off and keep them so. Yeah, just my opinion. Yeah, you know, this one you can't really see it, but they have it light in there. The numbers. I like the solid number. Um, the new royal blue jerseys with the it's uh the with the gradient, like you said, like it was supposed to be. That to me they try to do too much. They had it where the gradient number, like he's talking about the blue jerseys, it's like a sunset rising or setting or something. It goes from light to dark in the number. That's too much. You don't need to do that. Just the yellow number looks great. And you know what? I think there's another version of the jersey, or maybe it was just the way it looked. But when they handed, um, when they handed uh, Bobby Wagner his jersey, the whole number looked like it was yellow. It still had the outline inside. You know how they have the line inside, but they didn't have the gradient. It was a solid yellow. That's what it looked like to me. I would love for them to switch to that, but it still had the little yellow shiny trim inside the number, but it was still solid yellow. I like that better. I don't like how it's light in the bottom and then it gets darker. Yeah, so they handed him his jersey, and I saw it, and I kind of did a double take, like, oh, that looks like a different type of jersey numbers detail. So we'll see. But I would love for us to wear the black jerseys against the Raiders if they do come out with the alternate black jersey. Willie Boa says John Cappelletti, yes, was a great running back for the Rams. John Cappelletti, yes. The other thing too is I hated that Jerome Bettis was a great Ram. Around that time, we called him the battering Ram because he would just run in, his physical way he ran. And at this LA, police department had the battering ram where they'd break the door in, and that's what they called it. And that's kind of like him, the collisions. And then he'd take his strap off and he hit his chest, and he'd go like this, in the end zone when he scored a touchdown. He was an amazing guy, big smile all the time, likable guy. He was one of the players like Kevin Green, the great Kevin Green, who OG LA Rams that would stand around after the game for hours and sign autographs, and very humble, great guys. But yeah, the Jerome Bettis, I hate when they call him Bus. Unfortunately, he won the Super Bowl with the Steelers, instead of us. But we made way. He left, and then the Greatest Show on Turf ushered in a couple years later, and Marshall Faulk was there. So, but yeah, Jerome Bettis, Wendell Tyler was unfortunately won a Super Bowl with the Rams, just like Hacksaw Reynolds won a Super Bowl with the Niners, just like Hacksaw Reynolds. But yeah, great memories, man. That's awesome. John Campelletti. That's awesome. Stan the Ram fan says John Hato used to bomb to Cliff Harris. Yes. And too, uh uh hold on one second. James Harris, the Rams quarterback. James Shaq Harris. Awesome player too. Awesome takes, guys. Amazing. Uh ready to go. If you have any older players or players you want to throw in, we're talking about also too. Great Ram players either don't get their due, or past players that were great too. Wrestler Bill Goldberg was a former LA Rams linebacker. Oh, I knew he was a football player, but I didn't realize he was a Ram. That's awesome. And Terry Crews too. Terry Crews was a Ram too for a while. Hadel to Jackson. That's right. Stan the Ram fan says. Um, that's awesome. That's awesome. What do you guys think? I don't have this as a topic, but just real quick, do you guys think there's a chance that we can get Gilmore? Or I saw, there's always links to everybody, but Tyron Matthew. I know we have other things on the burner with the extension to Donald. I think that's coming. I thought that was going to be announced today. That's why I was going to come in today because I thought, hey, we signed Aaron Donald because they kind of hinted to that on the Rams Twitter and the extension for Kupp. But I think we have the draft to go, so who knows where we're going to get there. But they may not be done yet. They might sign a 1-year deal with one of these guys, Gilmore or Tyron Matthew. I would love that. That'd be amazing. Ready to go says, I love Azir Hakim. Yes, he was sort of a do-it-all type, returning kicks and playing the slot. Yeah, Hakim, he was so explosive. He was so explosive and he was scary too because the way he held the ball. But yes, he was a weapon. I remember that game against the Bengals. It's funny. We beat him in the Super Bowl, and that game against the Bengals where we lit him up, and there was a play where he caught it, made some shake and bake moves, and then the guy's falling down. He kind of goes like that, like it's like get out of my way. And then I think Torrey Holt was running next to him, and they went into the end zone. And oh man, the greatest show on earth. Amazing team. Yeah. Oh man. The great Steven Jackson, doesn't get his due. Unfortunately, it's kind of like Mike Trout with the Angels. He's kind of being wasted with them not making the playoffs and stuff. And same thing with the great Steven Jackson. I mean, he's the all-time Rams rushing leader, and he was such a great player, man. If we would have had some primetime players around him, um, he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer in my opinion. He was that good. This guy was a monster, yoked out, big, fast. He wasn't a big shake and bake, but he can cut and go. And he would straight arm you and run you over or run past you. And unfortunately, we weren't making the playoffs, and he didn't have great teams, and all for naught. But I loved Steven Jackson, man. He's such a great attitude he had too. Sad the Ram fan says my cousin Jimmy used to quarterback the Trojans. Oh, there you go, man. My Trojans. Yes, man. I got love for the Bruins in basketball too, but me and my buddies go back and forth with Bruin football and Ram football. But yes, my Trojans. Jones number 8 to Sam Dickerson 18. Awesome, man. Willie Bones says Nolan Cromwell, yes, former safety for the LA Rams. Yes. And I remember I was going back and I was looking, that Super Bowl with the Steelers. I remember I would say, man, every time I watch those, the dun, 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 they do that music and Farragamo got to go the end zone with it. And then, they show that I always hope that it's going to be a different outcome. The Rams win the Super Bowl then, but I guess there was a play where Nolan Cromwell, Terry Bradshaw didn't have the greatest of games. He threw a few picks, and he threw it right to Nolan Cromwell. He was going to have a pick 6, and he dropped it. But he was a great player and a great guy. And but yeah, so he was a great player. And Nolan Cromwell, Leroy Irvin. Oh, there's my guy. Willie Bones talking about it. Willie Bones says Duval Love, yes, Duval Love, and Jackie Slater, former LA Ram offensive tackle. That was it, man. Those guys were amazing. Duval Love, Jackie Slater, Duval Love, Dennis Hara, Tom Newberry. Oh man, you're getting my juices flowing now. Old school stuff, man. Yes, Jim Youngblood, and everybody would say, "Hey, are they related?" Jim and Jack Youngblood. Ricky Prohl too.
Ricky Pro. I mean, he made that play in the championship game. Now that Ready to Go says about Azakim, Ricky Pro, man. Golly, we went so deep in that wide receiver room rather. Uh, Southern Ram fan says we put Anthony Davis number 28, USC and Ram for a second. Yeah, yes, and that's one of the reasons why I'm a USC fan. I'll be told is because of John Robinson, and then when we got him as a coach, amazing. You know, the guy doesn't get his due. All-time winningest head coach. A lot of people don't realize that McVay is on his way. But John Robinson's the all-time winningest coach, also one of the great USC coaches. And he in the heyday of the 49ers went to 2 championship games, and great coach, a great unsung coach. John Robinson. G's Nuts, what's up, brother? Nice name, nice handle. Thank you for coming in, man. Appreciate it. Hacksaw and Jim Youngblood. Yes, Hacksaw Reynolds and Jim Youngblood. Yes. You know, I loved Hacksaw Reynolds. That face that he would give you, and he was a man's man, you know. Great. He played with the Rams in the Super Bowl in '79. Unfortunately, won a Super Bowl. Fortunately for him, but as a Ram fan, you don't like to see our guys win a Super Bowl with another team. But you know, I'm happy for him. You know, so you know, he went to Super Bowl. Him and Wendell Tyler and Hacksaw Reynolds have to win a Super Bowl. There was a play where the Bengals were going to go in for a touchdown. I think it was, I don't know, 4th down or something like that. It was a big play, and Hacksaw Reynolds stuffed it, and so he actually did save them when they were trying to score. So they ended up winning that Super Bowl. Amazing. Ready to Go says Chris Long was a baller. Yes, I love Chris Long, man. I wish he would have been with us when we were starting in the Jeff Fisher era. Oh, we got somebody coming here. Sorry for the barking. But yes, he was a baller. I love Chris Long. I'm glad he got a couple of rings. Too bad it wasn't with the Rams, though. Yeah, my exact take. Chris Long was a great player, man. He was great, a great player. But yeah, that's my cue, guys. It's been a while. Thank you guys for coming in. I'm sorry I had to come in later. We're gonna take off now. I'm going to Disneyland, so I'm gonna go with my Rams gear and take my granddaughters and my daughter and my lady to Disneyland, and that's my cue. So I gotta go. I wanted to thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you, G's Nuts. Come in again, man. Hit the like and subscribe button. And Willie Bowen, thank you for coming in. Ready to go. Stay on the Ram fan, man. This is amazing. This is why I do it, because you know, I love talking football with you guys, and you know, it's amazing. Here's my social media things. I'm on IG, Twitter. Email me if you have any more questions. I really had a great thing about talking about Ram former players. It's been fun, man. We'll do that all the time whenever we come on. If you guys bring something up or something that happened, or what do you think about what's going on with the team? Anything is you know, let us know. But yeah, so hit the like and subscribe button, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you for the support. I really thank you and appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Ready to Go says, have fun for me to represent our Rams. Yeah, brother. I was saying earlier, there's actually Disneyland cast members that are Ram fans, and whenever I wear it, you know, I get one of these, and you know, nice to see you, brother. And so, yeah, I better go, man. They're calling me. So everyone have a good day. As we always say, may the Ramelia be with you. And Ramulators, mount up.